Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you watched yesterday's video, we talked about the Hiss tank, and today we will be looking at the figures that came with it. The reason I split this into two was because the last one was already running, 20 minutes? So, kind of felt like we needed this. So just looking at them here, of course we have our driver, our gunner, Cobra Commander, I was forgetting the name, and then I believe this was the early bird special. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was the early bird special we got for getting it funded within a day. And of course, it is the exact same mold as the driver. I don't remember what they called him, but that's what it is. Same mold, same accessories. So when I do the overview of articulation, I'll probably only use one of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's see, who should we start off with? I think we'll go with Cobra Commander, He's the leader, and honestly, I don't even think he's my favorite one here. So, just starting off, I love the design. It's very classic G.I. Joe. I like this much better than the newer classified one they did in, what was that, Wave 1? I didn't buy it, but one issue I've had with a lot of these is these guns. So, I did show off his packaging in the video itself, but I do want to quickly re-show it. Because if you look at his gun, it was so hard to get out, I ended up deforming the plastic around it. Overall, it's not bad. I took him out, I showed off the boxes, so I won't be doing that here. I did forget to mention that, but yeah, the gun was a real pain to get out of the box, and then I don't think this one was hard to get in his hand. They are all a little stiff. So, it's not hard. You can do it with relative ease. And, of course, he does come with his little snake around the world thing. I don't know what this is from. Because I gotta be honest, I never watched G.I. Joe. I've only been a fan of the toys themselves. But overall, I do really like the texture on this of the snake and the planet. It's very cool, it's very nice, however, it does seem to suggest there's only one continent. And I'm not sure what continent that is, because it doesn't really look like America at all. But there's nothing else. That's it, it's just the one. So setting that off to the side, he does actually come with a fair amount of accessories. We, of course, have the two hands I'm showing here, his gun, the snake. Then he also comes with, seem to have misplaced one, possibly. Nope, I see it. So he also comes with two fisted hands, so he can fight the Joes one-on-one. Another trigger hand. Of course, I have the other one holding the gun at the moment. And a nice little pointing one, which I used for the thumbnail of yesterday's video. Probably can't see it, though. So, yeah. It's very nice. Overall, it's really basic, but it's basic in a good way. This figure, if you just buy this guy later on and you don't buy a Hiss tank, you will not be disappointed at all. So, yeah, looking at articulation. Alright, so before I do that, real quick, one complaint I have, and this goes for everyone, is these really loose holsters. Because I barely have to push on them, and they fall all the way down. And I know this has been a problem with a lot of Hasbro lines for a while. But I kind of wish they would, just, maybe mold it into that spot, or do something to hold it in place. Because it's really hard to do these kinds of reviews for me if that keeps falling off, because it distracts me. And I lose my train of thought. I mean, heck, even the buttons. What did I say the first time? The buttons on here, very nice, very good looking. I don't see any paint blemishes on here, which is very nice. Mine had no defects. I haven't watched anyone else's reviews on it yet because I want my own opinions to come out in these videos. So overall, I do like it, but I love the designs of these more in terms of the ranking. But articulation, look that far down, look up a fair ways. Of course, his head can do the full 360 spin. double jointed elbows. Arms, of course, come out to the nice little T-pose. Got the bicep swivel in there. I guess I'm not sure, because that seems like that might be a paint defect, but I can't tell if it is, or if it's just, like, part of the design. So I will find out when I watch other people's videos on him. Of course, his hand, and all of them are this way, I believe, except for the trigger hands, which I have one here, so we're covered. All of them are nice up and down. I know I did that in the wrong way. Up, down motion. That goes for all of them. The trigger hands are more of a side to side. At the wrist. Doesn't really want to move. And it's trying to be careful with it. Goes down and goes up. Has a nice little crunch there. Folds back. Of course, these have the little ball joint down around the hips. He also has the drop-down hips that G.I. Joe has been using. Thigh cut, double jointed knee. Then he also, not only does he have the normal ankle pivot and articulation, he also has a little shin cut down there, which is very nice. Love to see it, because it's really unnoticeable when it's that far down. So, like, if I just slightly threw that off a little bit, it's harder to tell than if it's, you know, up here and moved over, which is cool. I like it. It's very nice. So, we'll just set him off to the back here. Maybe, if I can get him to stand. There we go. So, I guess let's look at the gunner next. So, the gunner also comes with a bunch of accessories. She's a very nice figure, but I want to get accessories out of the way first. So, all of these characters come with these little boxing glove looking ones. See right there, there's no articulation to them, they just peg in. They hold, we'll see more of that with the early bird one, because that's what I have on him. She also came with this little hammer, a shovel, and a shotgun, which you can, of course, remove the mag from. And that goes for all the guns except the pistol. The magazine is removable. But just looking at the figure herself, I love these helmet designs they've done for him. They're very cool. It's got a nice little bit of texturing up there, but they're just simple enough that they would be intimidating to the Joes, but they aren't super silly. My only thing is, she's the only one to have this kind of texture, and I assume it's supposed to be armor, since she's the gunner. She would be shot at the most, I assume. I'm guessing that's what that is, since the arms are, like, textured. I'm not really sure, though. And then just like the other two, she does come with this little wrist communicator. I'm not sure if they're all the same. We'll focus it all on it. There we go. So yeah, fairly detailed, very nice. Of course, you've got the Cobra logo right there. Yeah, not much else to her. The legs, again, and we'll see this on all of them, so I'm going to say it here and hopefully don't just repeat myself. Good. I love this armored look they have to them. It's very nice. It's very cool. How many times am I going to say very nice in this video? I don't know. Hold the counter down below. Just overall, nicely textured figure. You can see more on her back there. It's very amazing. Get her legs straight out so we can stand her up. I will pull the weapon. So all of these wrist communicators just sit on there because when you put the gloves on, and she might be the only exception to this, most of these have overhang, so you have to take these communicators off. And then, oh, yeah, that's right. I think she did come with one more gun, being this. I hate this gun design so much. It looks cool, but this little section right in here makes it very hard to actually get a Cobra soldier to hold it, because this blocks the hand from just going around it nicely, and a lot of their hands are very tightly made. Like, they just don't, unless you're sliding it in the top, it just doesn't hold very well. But anyways, quick look at articulation. Arms go out into a nice T-pose. I think it's just a little stiff, but if you heated this up, could pretty well do a perfect T-pose, and I keep hitting my camera around, so let's stop that. Of course, has a nice little bicep cut, double jointed elbows, you know. We love to see that, especially looking at the Star Wars team in the modern day. It should be company standard. The hands both move with the side to side that we saw with any trigger hands, and we will see for the rest of them, so I'm going to stop doing this one. So there we go. It's very, very nice. She has a diaphragm joint in there, which allows for movement. Also has a hip one, but it's a little more stiff and doesn't like to move as much. So, good luck with that. Legs kick up that far. She does have a thigh cut. Double jointed knees that are also very stiff. And it is double jointed. You can see that. Let me see if the other one will bend all the way. No. So I'd say these need a little hot water bath, but they are double jointed. They will work. I'm a little upset about the hot water though. Oh, and I forgot to do it, but her head doesn't really look up. Kind of looks down, not really. And of course it does a full 360 turn. Just like Cobra Commander, she also has a little shin cut right in there. And I honestly feel it works because you can't see the cut at all on this. But at the same time, if it would focus in, since it's blocky, it does not look near as fluid as Cobra Commander. But also with this one, I would rather it be down here and less noticeable than up here and just have a big chunk sticking out. So that's also a very nice figure. So we will set her up against the wall too. And then these two, we're just going to do 2 in 1. We'll look at the articulation on this one and just overall design and patterns. So looking at this one, we can see I gave him the boxing gloves so you could actually kind of see what that looks like. And honestly, that's a pretty sick look. You know, this looks intimidating. I love the black on him, just contrasting the red. I do wish we got like a black helmet with the mouthpiece being red, but, you know, it's alright. I will say, I do prefer this, like, red and black logo he has over the blue and gray that the other two have. So, he's not super detailed, like I was saying. She has the most, I would say, out of this whole set. But, and you know, don't forget, there is a whole Hiss tank that comes with this. I'm just looking at the figures today. Oh! So, it does appear like he's wearing a Kevlar type substance. Material. Right through there. It isn't very textured. I didn't notice that before. That is very cool. You can see it on the other arm there. Of course, just quickly getting articulation out. It's pretty well the same with all these figures. Arms go out like that. He does have a little butterfly joint. Biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows. Head looks up yay far. Looks down. Has a nice little ab crunch going like so. Has hip swivel. Legs kick up that high. Thigh cut. Double jointed knee. Foot kicks out. And he does have the shin cut as well. So, it's very cool. How many times am I saying that throughout this video? I'm not cutting any of it. Just want to know if any of you can keep counting in the comments. So, yeah. Good figure. So the only difference between these two, and I hope I didn't switch, I don't think I switched them around, but the gloves are opposite, and that's all it is pretty much with these figures, is they're opposite, so that's why I wanted the helmet to be the same way. Oh yes, he does come with one of these, and I'm going to talk about it with the other one, but his is just color inverted. Same with his pistol, which I did forget to show off for the gunner. But they all look like this. They got little ports in the front. Let's see if he'll stand. Yeah. Got ports in the front. And I have some Valaverse pieces. So let's just see if they'll plug in. And I know it's not the proper one, but you can see it will hold fairly well. It does fall out if you put it straight down because it's not made for that. But still, it's good to know that they are compatible. So yeah, if you're looking for guns or, some blasting effects, go to Valverse. It's great. Nerdzoic sells them, Big Bad sells them, wherever you want to go. So I've looked at him. I gotta say, I think this one might be my favorite in the set. Overall colors, articulation, he's great in every aspect except the gun. But we'll talk about that with this one. So, my issues with the gun start with the fact that you can't really get him to hold it. These hands are so tight that they won't open. Like these fingers, that's barely pressed in. Like that's what they look like normally. So I can really only get his trigger finger around it and his thumb. Which, alright, that looks okay, doesn't it? Well, where's he going to hold it? Unless he's grabbing the mag, because he can't do that either because his hand is so stiff. Sorry, I was aiming it over too far. Yeah, hand is so stiff he can't hold it at all. So these guns suck. Luckily, he'll never hold it because he's going to be driving when this is on display. So yeah, it's very good. Again, same exact sculpt, just brighter red. But when it's a whole set of like bright colors, that dark one really contrasts well with the rest of them. So yeah, again, articulation, good. They do both come with these wrist communicators. I didn't show it off for the other one, but there it is. They both come with trigger hands and those boxing glove ones. So, and I said I wouldn't show off the articulation for the trigger hands anymore because I was done with it, and I'm going to stick to it. So, yeah. And just for reference real quick on what I was talking about with that one, this is a pain to get into his hand as well, but it's easier to do because I can actually slide it in and force the hand open. I'm trying to do this all on camera. It's just hard to do because I need to pull it close. Anyways. So yeah, notice he couldn't even hold it properly. So pull that out. Like look at how stretched his hand is to get around that. He's barely holding it. So then if I move it in the wrong direction in any way, so like I want the butt in there, pull his other arm up to grab this. You can kind of get a good look out of that, right? That looks cool. That looks epic. But his hand isn't holding it because it's not built for it. And I guess this hand is back and forth, so, or up and down, as I was saying earlier. Still. It's just such a pain to get him to hold it that it almost doesn't feel rewarding to do so. Because this is really the only pose I can get him in with it. Because if I try to have him with it at rest, I risk it falling out of his hand. Which it's not doing now, but earlier it was. So, I realized I hit my camera again. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm running out of space here. Hopefully at the end of the year, we'll clear all this. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. I'll do a little quick ranking from best to worst. And honestly, these are all good figures. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate any of these. I had issues with them that I felt you guys should know about because not everyone will talk about them. Because when you spend that kind of money, admittedly, it is hard to rag on something you spend that much money on sometimes. Because you don't want to accept the fact you bought something you don't like. But I do like this, so. But I also have complaints that need to be addressed. So, from worst to best, we have the Driver, Gunner, Cobra Commander, and our Early Bird exclusive in the best spot out of these. Of course, though, you didn't buy these for the figures, and if you did, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just got a bunch of plastic sitting around, I guess, because we got that amazing Hiss tank. I made a video on it yesterday, unboxing, giving my general first thoughts. Go check that out. Yeah, and for the rest of the year, I do hope to have one new video out every day. So tune back in every day. I will have a video till the end of the year, and hopefully January 1st. Some things are happening that I want to discuss in the real world, but that needs a full dedicated video. Channel's not going anywhere, but just want to talk. So look forward to all that. Tune in every day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.